Many people are frustrated in life simply because of placement. And what I mean by that when I'm talking about placement is where they're at in life. Many people have all of these goals, and at the end of the year, going into the new year, they'll write out all their New Year's resolutions, all their goals, and how they think that that year is going to pan out. The problem is so many people do that because, they've seen other people do it or it's been passed down. Here's the thing. When you're writing down your goals, the problem that many people have is they don't include God in those goals. So they might say, I'm going to get a new car this year. And they don't include, if God's will, I'll get a new car this year. The problem, when you lean on your own understanding, you have wrote down that goal that you want a new car this year. And guess what ends up happening? You're watching TV and you're seeing a new car sale going on, 0 down, and whatever car that you thought that you wanted, you start seeing it every day, right? Because the mind is powerful. So you walk into that dealership, you get the car. God wasn't nowhere near that. 2-3 months later, you start to realize that you can't afford that car. Now the gas prices then went way up and you have to make these decisions. And the first thing that you will do is say, man, God ain't hearing me. I've been praying and now my car got to get repossessed. See, God wasn't in it. A lot of times, relationships, you want to be with someone so bad. And you want to be with someone so bad because you're on social media all day and you see all of these couples and you're like, oh, relationship goals. And all of a sudden you start feeling a little bit more lonely. And you like, I want a companion. I want to be with someone. And the problem is, it ain't your season. God has you alone because he's trying to grow you. But because you so focused on everybody else and what they got going on, the first person that step up to you, you get with them. Now you're intertwined and you're on social media posting all the pictures of this person and, oh, this is the love of my life. God sent them to me. But behind closed doors, you are so unhappy. But to the world, you show up as whole. Now you find yourself in a dilemma because you can't walk away because your relationship goes. And God wasn't in that from the jump because God wanted you to be isolated so you can learn you. So many people walk around this earth frustrated because God is nowhere near what you're trying to do. When I look back on my goals, I laugh sometimes because, if you would have told me years ago that I would have been in the Navy, I would have laughed at you. But guess what? God placed me in the Navy. And being in that Navy, I was able to see all of the lessons that my grandparents taught me. I was able to see how it affected me. And I found myself in positions that I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. Doesn't mean I didn't make mistakes, but like I told you yesterday, I shouldn't have to tell you. But I found myself in positions and I'm like, okay, it was like muscle memory. Okay, I'm facing this dilemma. God, what you want me to do? I idolized, and I mean this in a great way, my grandfather. He was my hero. I never seen him go left, right. He was always down the middle and he was just a great man. And because of that, I tried to always make him happy. And then one day when I was going to the military and he was taking me to the hotel, he turned to me and he told me he was proud of me. And his biggest thing was, go out there and be who God wants you to be. That's all that he wanted. And see, I'm thinking that I had to have my master's degree. I had to have all of this type of stuff to make him proud. No, he just wanted me to be what God wanted me to be. Years later, when he was suffering from dementia, and that's a horrible disease, I was able to fill the gap because of my placement. I had to go through some mess in my life. I'm still going through some mess in my life. I was where God wanted me to be. So when my grandfather needed me, when my grandmother needed me, I was able to fill in the gap. And the problem is when people walk around frustrated because they're not where God wants them to be, they hate you. See, I come do these videos, like I said, people would hit me up offline and they would tell me, yeah, such and such was saying such and such and such and such. And I laugh because that's when you know you're doing something right. When your words can tickle someone's nerves, that just means you're doing something right. Your placement or non-placement is why you're frustrated. When you wake up in the morning and you wake up frustrated, you go into this job and you just frustrated. Take a moment and think, okay, God, what is it that you want me to see? I have been in positions that I'm like, this ain't for me. But guess what? God placed me there for a reason. And while I was there, I encountered people that ended up blessing me later down the line. I encountered people that needed something from me. See, God placed something in me that was needed by someone else. And God has placed something in everyone. There's something inside of you that your mission isn't fulfilled until it is birthed into the world. People come on social media and it's just a bunch of lies. It's people showing you they Mercedes Benz and not telling you that they sleeping in it. It's some people that got all the chains, all the watches, have a 401k. It's some people that if right now something happened, they have no money saved. But the way that they show up on social media, you wouldn't know none of that. I've seen people on vacation, and while they're on vacation, they're sending me a message for some money to get back. And that's not a flex. That's just saying that how people live their lives for other people. So they're frustrated. And the problem is you're looking at their highlight reel. You know how ESPN has their top 10? You're looking at their top 10, and now you're looking at your life as less than. It's all about placement. Your frustration comes from you not being where God wants you to be. And sometimes where God wants you to be is where he has to grow you. You're going to have to go through some times to where you like, I don't know how I'm going to make it out. Because in those times, that's when you look to God. You don't look at the pastor. You don't look at this, that, and other. You have to have a personal relationship with God. Placement. And that's my message to anyone out there right now that's frustrated. Take a moment and really look at your situation and say, God, is this where you want me to be? And if this is where you want me to be, what is it that I'm not seeing? See, this generation is like hopscotch. They jump in something, they jump out of something. We have all of these fads. Remember when they had the big clunky shoes? And all the rappers start wearing the big clunky shoes, right? And then you go somewhere, you go to the movies or something, and you see this dude with these big clunky shoes on, and you're like, well, that doesn't even look good. But all the favorite rappers got it. What about the skinny jeans? Lord, I be wanting to put my hands on somebody when I see these young boys out here with these skinny jeans on and they still sagging. But people follow fads. That's why when you go play the lottery, yes, I'm saying it, when you go out there and play the lottery and you like, Lord, please let me hit it. Why would you pray that? You can't handle what you have now. See, the growing requires work. And a lot of times you can obtain some things that's not in your season to have, and that's why you can't hold on. Frustration and placement.